The wind is blowing. The Rowrah circuit is prepared for the youngest members of the 2019 FAB-Racing British Mini Bikes Championship paddock. The young kids are awaiting to start their green flag lap, and this is one of the most open championships we have. Archie Gibbs comes into this race weekend 13 points behind your championship leader, Ollie Sims. The championship has been toing and froing back and forth between the number 3 and the number 73 of Ollie Sims. The 23 rider is going to start this race, and here is how they look going into race number 1 here at Rowrah. So Archie Gibbs will be starting from pole position ahead of a very on form at number 58 of Marco Holt. And third is Joshua Williams. Fourth is Luke Fitchett. Running at the top 5 will be Harry Payne ahead of Casey Spadey. And what's that? We've got someone down. We've got someone down coming out of McRae's down towards the back straight up towards Iredale. He's absolutely furious about what has happened there. Not sure if he just clipped someone. He's holding his hands up in the air going, what just happened? Is he gesticulating to someone, or is he just asking where the marshals are? But I don't think he's hurt. I think he's just more angry than anything else. But I will give you some more information on who that was when it comes in. But the rest of the order looks like this. Casey Spadey will be in 6th ahead of the championship leader Ollie Sims. William Harris in 8th spot ahead of Archie O'Brien in 9th. Darren Cox will be rounding at the top 10 for the start of this race ahead of Jack Dunnaby, a newcomer here for this weekend on bike 641 in 11th position. One of the marshals running up towards the rider that went down coming out of turn number 4. Hopefully they've just not noticed them, and the bike is upside down, so not sure how that is just yet. But the rest of the field looks like this. Thorley Trevorrow will be heading off from the rear of row number 6 on bike number 42. Arnie Carr next up in 13th. Noah Guillory in 14th position ahead of Byron Johnson. Bailey Lawrence in 16th spot ahead of Sol Perry in 17th. Next to him is Austin Johnson. Max Wilson in 19th ahead of Izzy Carter. Minnie Rossi in 20th. And of course it was actually Thorley Trevorrow on bike number 42 that was supposed to be starting from 12th on the grid. So the marshals seem to be ready and waiting. Not sure what's happening. A bit of confusion down there on the grid for the moment. Not sure if that's to do with Thorley Trevorrow. Will he be starting this race? Will he not? Just depends on if the bike is in safe enough condition to get going, because not only will it be safe enough for Thorley, but it also has to be safe enough for the rest of the riders. And Thorley Trevorrow's bike is being pulled off towards the edge of the circuit, so great shame for the number 42 who crashed on the green flag lap. But for the other 22 riders, they will be getting ready and ready to go. So looking towards the lights, the red lights come on, revs are rising, and away, and there's few jump starts. What's going on here? A few riders have just come off the second row of the grid and into first position. It's Joshua Williams on bike number 78. Archie Gibbs slots in to second. Behind is Marco Holt. Archie Gibbs up the inside of Holt. Holt chops off the number 3 of Archie Gibbs. So confusion on the start. Not sure if it was a light issue or maybe just some got a little bit eager to get away, but some moves coming from Luke Fitchett on the number 96 up the inside of Casey Spadey into Iredale's. This is lap number 1, and already there's been chaos. Not even anywhere near the end of this race already. Trevorrow going down on the green flag lap, and some people jumping the start on the opening lap of the race. But Joshua Williams on bike number 78 pulling a bit of an advantage in front of the 58 of Marco Holt. Holt having a strong weekend so far here in Rowrah, round number 7, as around the final corner, and we've got the marshals out on the circuit. They're trying to wave them down. Red flags have come out, and whoa, there's a bit of riders going on to the grass and nearly crashing into each other. That was a bit of confusion. So the riders are waiting on the grid. Your pole setter Archie Gibbs has a bit of a talking to from our flag marshal Louise Clowes out there on the circuit, with the wind blowing and all the other marshals, fathers, mothers all getting involved and giving a last minute pep talk to their sons and daughters before we get this race underway. So there's a bit of a red flag at the end of lap number 1 if you were just joining us after a jump start for the second row and the fourth row of the grid. But it looks like everyone is back up into the starting positions. It looks like there's still a gap In 12th position for Thorley Trevorrow. The riders look to the red lights. The revs will be rising once again. And will we get underway? Yes, we will. Marco Holt looks to his right. Archie Gibbs looks to his left. He sees Holt powering past him into turn number 1. The right, left, right chicane. A bit of bumping and boarding going on a little bit further back. But everyone so far seems to be through the first couple of corners without any issues for the moment. But Holt on bike number 58 already opening up an advantage over the number 3 of Archie Gibbs. Luke Fitchett in 3rd spot. Will he make a move in 2 seconds into Iredale's? Not doing it for the moment. Slotting back into 3rd position. Lots of great starts going on further down the field. The likes of Byron Johnson, Bailey Lawrence, Sol Perry fighting for the fringes of the top 15. As we make the way around the first half of lap 1, Fitchett has moved into 2nd ahead of Gibbs, and Joshua Williams, who was one of the culprits from the start and the first start of this race, is in 3rd. Archie Gibbs, your pole sitter, is down to 4th position, but Ollie Sims has dropped back to 8th, so disaster there from your championship leader, the number 73 of Ollie Sims, completing lap number 1. Is Holt, Fitchett, Williams, as quick as you like, Gibbs, and then it's Casey Spady. Casey Spady won the last 2 races at Wilton Mill last time out, but will Gibbs make a move up the inside of 3rd position? Yes, he will later on the brakes, but later on the brakes comes Joshua Williams cutting round the outside of the number 3 of Archie Gibbs. In 6th position there is the number 11 of Harry Payne, and Ollie Sims makes his way up to 7th position. He needs to try and make as much ground as he can in the early stages of this race. Started in 7th and is back into 7th for the moment, but no doubt who our race leader is. It's the number 58 of Marco Holt. Holt has not won a race so far this season. In actual fact, his best result came last time out when he scored 34 points at Wilton Mill collectively. So if he wins this race here today, he'll be well on his way to trying to beat that at round number 7 at Rowrah. But he has the ever determined and the talented Luke Fitchett all over the back of him on the number 96 bike, who sits 3rd in the championship. Luke Fitchett is bringing himself into contention for this championship, the 2019 AC40 Rookies Championship. And has he made a move on Marco Holt? Not yet. These two are gapping 3rd and 4th of Williams and Gibbs up towards Iredale's. They go late on the brakes, but later on the brakes is Fitchett as he looks to go round the outside. Will he get the switch back on Holt? Not yet. Holt is very quick off the Iredale's hairpin at turn number 5, and Fitchett still has to set into 2nd. Make the way down towards Stewart, and as they come out of Stewart, clicking it left into the fast left-hander down towards St John's they go. The turn at number 8, fast right-hander going in towards turn number 9 at Sunny Bends. Luke Fitchett all over the back of Marco Holt. A great ride here from Marco Holt, who hasn't been in this sort of form all season long. But as the season progresses, the riders that maybe started the season off as the rookies in the first season will be coming into the fore, gaining confidence, gaining experience, and now challenging the men that are always at the front of the field of Gibbs, Fitchett and Sims. Gibbs is the one that's looking up the inside, not doing it yet, backing off right now, so he just doesn't have the confidence on the brakes that the man in front of him, the number 78 of Williams, has. He doesn't want to hold back too much because we have Ollie Sims trying to tag onto the back of the riders in front of 11 Harry Payne and Casey Spady. Casey Spady sitting in top 5, had a bit of a slow start to the season, but from the midpoint onwards has been one of the top riders, including gaining a double victory last time out on Sunday, races 2 and 3 at Wilton Mill, round number 6, 4 weeks ago. Archie Gibbs, apologies, his bike's moving all over the place, going in towards the St John's corner, looking it up through the left-hander into the right of the final corner. We have a yellow flag out there, not sure what's happened on circuit, but it looks to be down at the far end of the circuit. We have a rider down there, we have a rider stopped, and that's a shame. We do have a rider stopped, not sure who that is for the moment. I will keep an eye out on that, but trying to bang the handlebar back into place. So I believe if that's the case, then the rider has gone down at the far end of the circuit, and it seems to be the number 83 that has gone down, the number 83 of Arnie Carr. Arnie Carr had a great start from 13th on the grid, gone down at the S's, so it's a bit of a strange one coming out of the S's to go down there, so maybe collided with another rider. Don't want to speculate what's happened, but thankfully Arnie Carr on number 83 is back into this race. It looked like it was a change of lead. Was it there? Luke Fitchett looked like he had the race lead, but Marco Holt coming towards the fast left-hander retook it. So Marco Holt still leading this race for the time being, going very defensive into the last corner, making Fitchett go round the outside, powering across the start-finish line once again, ticking off these laps here on Saturday's race number 1. The sun has gone down, but the heat is still very truly on the track for the moment, as Marco Holt on bike number 58 doing the number 58 very well indeed, and holding number 96 at bay of Luke Fitchett. So Marco Holt, maybe an omen to Marco Simoncelli, who also rode the number 58, doing him a service leading this race and showing that that number 58 is as fast as we believe that Marco Simoncelli was when he was racing in the MotoGP class. So Marco Holt powering down towards St John's, this section of track. Luke Fitchett is very strong, late on the brakes goes Fitchett, trying to get the turn back in towards the left-hander. Sonny Bend, will he go up the other side of the penultimate corner? No, he won't, because Marco Holt is holding a defensive line, making Fitchett go round the outside. These two are miles ahead of the rest of the field, ticking off another lap. Only a few laps remaining for these two, already catching the back of some bag markers just further up the roads, and hopefully they won't get involved too hard and explode this top two. Powering out of McRae's turn number 4 up the hill towards Iredale's, and 58 of Holt very quick out of McRae's, very quick in the power, running a little bit wide, but goes Luke Fitchett further back behind them. Joshua Williams on bike 78 still holding third place ahead of Archie Gibbs. Ollie Sims is trying to make a move into 6th position on the number 11 of Harry Payne. Already through some of the bag markers very cleanly is Holt and Fitchett for the moment. Coming down towards St John's, the right-hander we go, and has it been exploded? Yes, Marco Holt has made it easily through the back markers, but Luke Fitchett has been held up ever so slightly as they move down towards the final corner on the circuit. They come across the start-finish line. Will we see the last lap board? Yes, we do. It is the last lap of the race, the AC40 rookies, and the gap is opened up to over a second. Luke Fitchett has massively lost out to the bag markers and has fallen behind Marco Holt. Marco Holt is on his way to picking up his first victory of the season. Can he hold it? He looks over towards the other end of the circuit, seeing who's there, but just keep it steady and you will become a first-time race winner in the AC40 rookies for 2019. Powering down the straight, down towards Stewart's. Luke Fitchett seems to be too far back for the moment. There's only a few corners remaining. Powering out of Stewart's, down the back section of the circuit, through the left count they go, and Luke Fitchett, barring any mistake from Marco Holt, will be second. Couple more corners to go into Sunny Ben, setting it up down towards the final corner goes Marco Holt. One more corner remaining. Luke Fitchett is too far back, and he sees the checkered flag as he comes in the final corner. Marco Holt is a first-time race winner in the AC40 rookies. Luke Fitchett takes second, and who will be in third position? Will it be Williams or will it be Gibbs? It's Williams. He holds off just from Gibbs. Cassius Media loses out to Bain, and Ollie Sims comes across the line just outside the top 5. Great race there, and brilliant from your first-time race winner of Marco Holt. So getting congratulated by Luke Fitchett. Gives him a big thumbs up. Don't lose it on the back stretch of the circuit, boys. You've done very well in the race, as they make their way round the rest of the circuit, powering down towards Stewart's. And Marco Holt has become a first-time race winner in the AC40 rookies for 2019, and we must give him a lot of confidence going forward for the rest of the weekend, and of course into Tattersall for round number 8 next time out in the 12th and 13th of October. Luke Fitchett picks up important championship points to move ever closer to Ollie Sims and Archie Gibbs, the top 2 in the championship. Archie Gibbs closes down towards 9 points on Ollie Sims in the standings, so that's a great result there. Ollie Sims having a disastrous weekend so far, but the riders from the other classes coming over to congratulate Marco Holt, and why not, because he's put in a valiant effort. A first-time race winner, and we look forward to seeing what he can do for races 2 and 3 coming up on Sunday.